Well, good afternoon. This is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join me today out here in the vegetable garden. It's a nice, warm, sunny day here in Pennsylvania, Zone 6. So that means it's time to plant our warm weather crops. You know, today is May 18th, and so our last frost date here in Pennsylvania was May 15th. And so you want to start thinking about growing these warm weather crops. And you know, recently I visited Ray's greenhouses and over there in Telford, PA, and then I bought all my warm weather crops. And so individually I'm doing videos sharing some tips and ideas on how to plant them. And so today I wanted to share some tips and ideas on how to plant mountain spring tomatoes in your vegetable garden. And this is what they look like. So thanks for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden. And so, you know, behind every label there, plant label, they always give you some helpful information here. Here it says, Mountain Spring produces large, firm fruit that resists cracking. It matures in 69 days. It's best in organic, rich, well-drained soil and water freely in dry weather. And of course, they like full sun, you know, 6 to 8 hours at least. The more the better, as I always say. And this is also a determinate variety. That means they're only going to grow like 36 to 42 inches tall. And these fruit will come to harvest all about the same time, which really makes it great for canning. And you know, my wife and I, we can a lot of spaghetti sauce here during the season. The other variety of tomatoes is your indeterminate. And they'll vine anywhere or grow anywhere from 6 to 12 feet, you know, if you let them grow. And they'll continue to harvest right through the garden season, right up until the frost. And so that's why it's good to have both your determinate and indeterminate variety planted in your garden. And this is a 6-pack. I ended up paying $1.60 for this. And so right behind me is where I'm going to be planting this. So follow me along. I'm also going to be planting these in my 6 mil polyethylene plastic, and you know, I've had great success in the past growing my tomatoes and peppers under this plastic. You know, it helps suppress the weeds and holds in the soil moisture and also warms the soil up early in the season. I had peeled this piece of plastic back and added some of my alfalfa pellets and then added some of my compost and also tilled the soil some with my garden fork. And then I also have some underground irrigation here, my 1/2-inch PVC conduit that I drill 1/16 inch holes in it, and it really works out well as a nice, long-lasting, efficient way of watering my plants. But anyhow, this is a market pack of 6. I paid $1.60 for it, and I already have 2 planted at the end, and so I have 4 more to go. And you know, you can always plant tomato plants a little bit deeper, and it's always good to pull out a plant while you're at the nursery store. Make sure that they're not root bound, that they're not strangled by their own roots, you know, that they haven't been growing too long in the pack. But anyhow, just I'm going to use my hand because the soil is nice and loose, and you want to plant these again a little bit deeper. You can plant them up into the first branch. Again, something really easy to do. They're just going to love this nice warm temperature that we have here in Pennsylvania. And again, planting them a little deeper is really going to just give them a good start. And I had 6-inch by 6-inch holes cut out here in the plastic. And so let me just water these in real quick. You know, we're really looking forward to having some nice fresh tomato sandwiches and salads, and making our own sauce using these different tomatoes. But these Mountain Spring are great for tomato sandwiches. Anyhow, you can see how easy it was to plant these. It's something I would encourage you to think about doing. You can also plant these tomatoes in containers. You know, if you have a back deck or balcony, get some potting soil. You want to make sure the pot's at least a 5-gallon container when you plant tomatoes and peppers, and you know, make sure they get a good 8 hours of sunlight and keep them well watered. You can really have some nice tomato plants on your balcony or deck. Well, anyhow, if you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to leave them in the section below. And you can also visit us at plantsmartliving.com. And there you can learn more about gardening and also how you can reclaim your health by adopting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Well, anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.